Imagine dropping over a cliff face at 60 kilometers an hour, suspended directly above the South China Sea. You have 1 day in Hong Kong and about $500 to spend on a ticket. You have to decide if a park this massive is the ultimate vacation value or a logistical nightmare. Ocean Park covers over 90 hectares of rugged terrain. It is physically huge, and that terrain is highly irregular. The park is built directly into two sides of a steep mountain, meaning you will be walking uphill, downhill, and navigating constant elevation changes. At the bottom, you have a sprawling network of marine biology exhibits and aquariums. At the top, a collection of high-intensity thrill rides. Because of this layout, a visit here is a physically demanding endurance test. You need a highly strategic plan to actually enjoy it. Let's look at who actually benefits from this layout. If you are bringing toddlers under the age of 3, that steep terrain creates immediate friction. Relying on a stroller means navigating crowded elevators, dodging steep inclines, and constantly folding it up for transit rides. It quickly becomes a severe liability. If you have very young children, Hong Kong Disneyland offers a flat, easily walkable infrastructure that is built entirely around character experiences and gentle rides. But if your group consists of tweens, teens, or adults, the equation flips. Ocean Park rewards physical stamina with high G-force roller coasters that literally hang off the edge of the mountain. There is also a middle ground for families who want to pace themselves. The park maintains world-class animal exhibits that don't require an adrenaline rush to enjoy. The giant panda enclosure allows you to get incredibly close to the animals, offering a relaxed pace that appeals to every single age group. The problem arises when you have a wide age gap in your family. If the teens want the cliffside coasters and the toddlers need the gentle exhibits, parents are forced to split up across a massive physical distance. The layout actively rewards older, stamina-heavy groups who can tackle the mountain, while it actively penalizes families relying on strollers. Getting to the park itself is incredibly efficient. The MTR South Island line drops you right at the entrance in about 15 minutes from Central. However, you will hit massive crush crowds if you try to travel during the morning rush hour or right when the park closes. The real logistical hurdle is internal transit. You have to bridge a massive elevation gap between the waterfront at the bottom and the summit at the top. The iconic cable car provides an unobstructed, stunning view of the coastline, but it is highly vulnerable to wind closures and slow boarding times. Your alternative is the Ocean Express funicular train. It lacks the sweeping views, but it moves thousands of people quickly through a tunnel straight up the mountain. This effort versus impact quadrant chart maps out your transit strategies. The cable car sits firmly in the high impact but high wait time zone. When we map the Ocean Express, it lands perfectly in the high efficiency zone, sacrificing the view to save you precious daylight. If you are visiting on a weekend, we have to add the fast track priority pass to the matrix. The crowd volume pushes this into a high-cost but high-impact necessity just to get on the rides. Mastering this internal transit and knowing when to pay to skip the line is the absolute requirement. Otherwise, you will lose hours of your day standing in bottlenecks. Then there is the budget optimizer's dilemma, paying a premium for in-park dining versus leaving the gates to find local food. Inside the park, Neptune's restaurant represents the premium baseline, costing around 300 Hong Kong dollars per person. For that price, you get an air-conditioned table facing the main aquarium tank, allowing you to rest and watch the marine life while you eat. The alternative is to exit the park and head to the nearby Aberdeen Fish Market, where you can find highly authentic, cheaper local street food. This table compares the true cost of both options. Neptune's is high cost, but you lose 0 time. Aberdeen is low cost, but you lose at least 45 minutes in transit. That 45-minute penalty is the true cost of leaving. By the time you exit, travel, eat, return, and go back through security, you have sacrificed enough time to ride 2 major attractions. Optimizing your food here requires a firm choice. You either heavily stretch your dining budget, or you severely sacrifice your limited ride time. Ocean Park is a highly specific, dual-terrain adventure. It is not a generic one-size-fits-all attraction. This scorecard evaluates 3 distinct visitor profiles to give you a final, actionable recommendation. For the toddler parent, the terrain friction is too high. Our recommendation is to avoid this park and choose Disney. For the budget optimizer, the high costs of food and fast track make it suboptimal. It requires rigid, disciplined planning to execute without overspending. But for the thrill-seeking teen family, the access to high G rides and expansive marine exhibits makes this an optimal match. To succeed here, any group needs 3 things: proper walking shoes, high physical stamina, and aggressive budget management. If your demographic matches the terrain, the physical effort pays off. Ocean Park delivers a top-tier global experience that justifies every ounce of effort.